My name is Margaret Constant, and I'm here to interview Margaret Koeries, author of the book My Amazing Journey. And Margaret, after reading your book, it brought back to me personal memories in Simonstown as a child. Is this what you'd like people to see through your eyes, the memories of what the town was all about, the way the community was like, one big happy family?
Yes, because that's actually what I'm missing these days, you know.
Yeah. So it's all about growing up there in a sense that you want to show people how happy people were in the town, in a sense. And then your book tells of your journey from a young girl, a teenager, an adult, and then a married woman, and then becoming a mother. How did you handle all these stages and then also moving during the forced removals?
Scripture says I can do all things through God who gives me strength.
Amen. So your journey was a good journey in a sense that I think a lot of people in those days, in apartheid eras, that the faith and God was the one thing that kept them going, and that is what you experienced. I am from Simonstown, so I know what Simonstown is. The person that wasn't from Simonstown, how would you want them to experience your book?
Well, nothing is too hard for the Lord. As I said, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Nothing is too hard for the Lord.
So in a sense, you also want them to experience, by reading a book, that you want them actually to experience what life was like in Simonstown, the friendship, family get-togethers. Didn't matter what religion you were. You want people to experience what was special about the town in that sense. And then also, do you like the readers to say how the life of your family and siblings better? How the struggles in living below the breadline made living in Simonstown still amazing with all the hardships? Because in your book you talk about the poverty and the struggles, and so you want people to know through all those struggles that happened in Simonstown, you still came above everything else, out of everything.
Yes, life wasn't easy then, but we grew up not expecting the worst, but expecting at the end of the day, we are always blessed. You know, we didn't have much, but we never went to bed hungry. We were just not allowed to waste any food, because you'd never leave the table not before the plate's empty. And so just living like that, it was wartime, and at times were difficult, and our parents wanted us to understand that you can't have just anything you want, to do anything you want.
Because I also remember growing up in Simonstown, the community, no matter how you struggled, the community, your neighbors were always there for you. If you struggled, your children knew where to go. It's not about being better than somebody else, but the Simonstown community was always there, that neighbors helped each other in many ways.
That is what I missed when I went to Ocean View, because in Simonstown, if there was sickness, somebody would come in. Somebody would spend the night there with you, so that you're not alone. And when you were hard up, you didn't have a cup of sugar or whatever, you would come and ask somebody for a cup of sugar until Friday. Come Friday, your cup of sugar will be there in return.
That's something I remember of growing up in Simonstown. And then also, as Dr. Peter Clark, the well-known artist, was one of your brothers. Not many readers know that you had two sisters and that you were one of them. What was it like growing up with four brothers in the town of Simonstown?
The two brothers were okay. They were younger than me, and the other two were older, and we grew up all right together. I can't remember us fighting and shouting at one another and all that, because we were well disciplined by our parents.
And your one sister,
my sister and I were about 5 years apart and very close to one another, yeah.
Because you had a good growing up with your brothers and your one sister, so you can say that as family life and as siblings, you guys got along very well.
We did, and we respected one another. And we respected one another's things and belongings also.
Oh, good. And then I had fun reading the part of your first travel with a plane to Durban at the age of 81, and then at the age of 84 to Europe. To me, that was quite adventurous. What made you become so adventurous in your later years?
I don't know. I don't know. Also, I didn't want to spoil it for my family because the children were also eager to go overseas, and they wanted to take the children, and they didn't want to leave me behind.
Okay.
So I thought, I don't want to be a spoiled sport. I'm going to be brave.
Yeah. And what was your experience?
And then I said, I'll go if I can take a friend with me.
Oh, good.
So I took my lady friend with me.
And for you, what was it like when you first saw Europe, the different countries you went, comparing to South Africa? Was it good? Was home so better?
I wasn't impressed with England because the houses were grey and brick houses and grey, unattractive and so on. But otherwise it was okay.
Yeah.
But I think I liked Italy more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then looking at the photos in your book with your son Jeremy and his family, tells of such love shared with him and your grandchildren. The smiling faces tells of joy and happiness. How would you describe your family now? And do you tell your grandchildren the stories of Simonstown? I bet you told them of your naughty adventures. How do they see it?
I wasn't naughty.
Weren't you naughty? Okay. So what would be the stories that you tell your grandchildren of living in Simonstown? And how do they see the fact that, Simonstown had poverty, and kids growing today has got no idea of what it was to struggle growing up. So what would you tell them from your experience as a child and growing up to them living in this era where young people don't have that struggles like we as parents and children did?
Yeah, I remind them, not often, but that they are blessed. I say it could be also that you know the Lord as your Savior.
Yeah.
That you're being blessed in a special way.
Yeah.
And appreciate that which you've got, because we didn't have that. We had to walk. We had to wear our shoes until the nail in the toe part hurt our toe.
Oh, okay.
Because the shoe had to be repaired, and there was no money to have it repaired. And we didn't have a second pair or whatever that to be washed out, and I told them we didn't have toilet paper.
Yeah.
My father cut slits of newspaper, and he made he was very handy also.
Yes.
I said, we didn't have the luxuries that the children have of today.
Yeah.
But we grew up being satisfied.
Yeah.
Although if you read in my book, there was a time when my mother could have killed me, she would have.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't understand if the teacher says, you must bring a tikkie tomorrow.
Yeah.
That I must have the tikkie tomorrow, because other children are bringing their tikkies tomorrow. And then I explained to them, I said to them, that is why, if your teacher today says to you, you must bring 50 cents or whatever, don't take it tomorrow. Leave it for a bit.
Yeah.
Unless you got 2 50s, one for you and for another child who hasn't got a 50.
Okay.
So I said, you are blessed.
So Auntie Margaret, you were forced to leave school at the age of 13. Did you ever see yourself writing a book at this age?
No, never.
So what made you excited? What made you wanting to write a book, see that you leave school so early and you haven't got a high school diploma, nothing. What made you?
I'll tell you what spurred me on. Jeremy came in here once and he said to me, "Mommy, you must write a book." So I said, "But I can't." So he said, "But you can." He says, because somebody advised him to tell me that I must write a book so that one day when my grandchildren grow up, they know where I came from, where they originate from.
Yeah.
Because at the moment there's nothing going.
Yeah.
So if you write, then we will all know what's happening and where you come from. So I thought of it and then I prayed about it and then I thought, but it sounds exciting, but I can't write.
Yeah.
I like writing. You think I'm crazy when I say I prefer writing to reading.
Yeah.
But I can't write if I don't read.
Yeah.
So then I went into reading and doing my own little research and so on, and then I started writing. And then I discovered I like it.
Yeah.
I like what I'm writing.
You got talent.
and it just came and it came and it came and it came.
And it actually brought back so much memories of you being a child and remembering so many things.
Yes, it was exciting.
So, Auntie Margaret, I believe the book that you're writing, you've got the proceeds going to an orphanage. What made you decide to do something in that sense? What spurred you on to work so hard to get this book written, to get it printed, and then the proceeds to go to the orphanage? What inspired you to actually the proceeds to go to an orphanage?
I heard that it was a struggling orphanage, little boys and little girls, and sometimes had nothing much to eat.
Yeah.
Porridge for breakfast and porridge for supper.
Okay.
And nothing much to eat.
Okay.
But God was using some pastor to help them along,
So
to take them in.
Yeah. So I believe the orphanage is in Uganda. So have you got the contact in Uganda where it's a pastor that you're working with to help the proceeds to go to Uganda?
I met the pastor, so I can work through Jeremy to the pastor.
Oh, so that is something great to actually, for your inspiration, that this book was written with vision, that the vision is that the proceeds will go to an orphanage that will provide for kids that are disadvantaged in many ways. So I think we want the viewer and the people to be inspired by buying the book, in a sense that they will know that this is going for some good charity work.
Yeah.
Margaret, can you just lift the book for the viewers to see? And I would just like to tell the viewers that Auntie Margaret's book, My Amazing Journey, will be available at the Simonstown Museum, and we will have it at the Simonstown social media page to say how much it will cost and where you can buy the book. Thank you, Auntie Margaret.
Thank you.
The question that was asked me is, what do I think of Auntie Margaret's book? So to me, it's a book of the special life in Simonstown, in a sense describing how people lived and reading how special the people was before the forced removals. And then the second question is, why do I believe a story is so important? For me, especially being born in Simonstown, I find it interesting, and I find it bringing back such a lot of memories to me as a person, because growing up, the poverty and everything that Auntie Margaret describes in the book is what a lot of people experienced in Simonstown, the community life, living with the people, your neighbours. But there's also a lot of misconceptions about our history in Simonstown. Auntie Margaret's book actually gives us an insight of the real history of Simonstown, in a sense that all our schools and our students actually should learn and read the book, because it basically will tell them a better story of how their parents, their grandparents, and how everybody lived in Simonstown. Because in Simonstown, it's like, I always tell the students when they come into the museum about religion wasn't a big issue in Simonstown. Muslims celebrated Christmas with the Christians. Christians celebrated Eid with the Muslim. So the book gives you such an insight of how real the community was, in a sense. And then the next question was, how is Simonstown Museum partnering in promoting Auntie Margaret's book? Well, we deal with local and international tourists in the museum. We've got a shop that basically sells all books of people living in Simonstown that wrote books. But Auntie Margaret's book specifically is a good book in a sense that it describes life in Simonstown from herself, from her siblings. And for us to promote the book, we will promote it via our shop and via our social media, which is on the internet. So for us, this book is very important in promoting Simonstown, in a sense.